11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on? What's going on? What's up, Jordan? What's going on, bro?
What's goody, man?
Week, bro.
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I missed you too, man. It's been a while.
It's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute, bro. I'm excited for today, man. I know it's not Friday, but it's actually even better because it's actually a better day, I think, than Friday.
It's God's day, baby. Sunday, but
we're back. Did you go to church today?
No, dude. My church is, I used to go to church, but my church is the outdoors. I go on hikes every Sunday. That's me and Andrew's church now. I like explore the nature. Yeah.
I like that. I feel like you can find God outside better sometimes more than you can actually find God at church.
Yeah, you don't need some old white guy on a stage telling you how to find God. You just look within, you know.
Find him. You just climb the mountain. You'll find him.
Yeah, you'll find. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny. But what's good, bro? You want to introduce our guest for today?
I would love to introduce. We got a very special guest today. We got Kevin Navarrete. My dude's chilling in the Bitcoin penthouse out there in Miami. Me and Kevin go way back. I remember, Kevin, when I first met you, bro, you were a degenerate. I mean, you still kind of are in such a way, yeah, but in such a more positive and productive way, I gotta say. And I know we're gonna dive into NFTs, Solana, and what you've been up with that. But my man, like, yeah, Kevin is Mike's little brother. And I remember the first time I met him, you were like 15, 16?
Yeah.
And yeah, Kevin's been coming along with us the whole way, and it's been amazing to just see you grow up, bro. See the influence you've developed in the NFT world. I learned a lot from you. I've been following your moves on Solana. And I'm excited to have this conversation because, yeah, Kevin leads a big group of people out in Miami. He's really putting a lot of people on, and this kid is mad creative. Like, the artistic talent Kevin has, honestly, one of the best I know. Like, when it comes to making beats, making videos, just the whole nine. Like, my dude's got that touch. So I'm excited to have you on the show today, Kevin. I'm excited to chop it up with you, bro.
Love, man. Yo, I'm on the best fucking podcast in the universe, guys. I'm hyped. I'm just fucking hyped. Let's fucking go.
Bro, yeah, I'm excited, dude. You were one of the first conversations that actually expanded my mind. I talked about Johnny too. It was like one of the first conversations. You were there. It was you, Johnny, Jordan, right? All you guys. So this is super dope. And yeah, dude, I've heard you rap. I've heard you make beats. I've seen you make pictures. I've seen you make flyers. I've seen you make videos, bro. Like, I'm surprised I haven't seen you make a human yet, you know, but
yo, that's coming soon in the future.
On the way.
No future
NFTs.
episode.
Yeah. But for Kevin, for those who don't know you, give us the rundown. Give us your story, man.
Most definitely, man. You know, like you said, my name is Kevin, you know, aka Kevo, aka Awaken with Kev, aka Soul Papi, you know the vibes. But like, yeah, to the people that don't know me, you know, I'm 24 years young, entrepreneur. You know, I've been in this space of investing, business, networking, cryptos, NFTs for about like 4 or 5, going into 5 years now. And honestly, like, before I even got involved with any of this stuff, you know, I was always just a passionately curious kid. You know, I think that's one of the biggest driving factors that took me to where I am today, is really just, you know, just being fascinated with human potential, man, and just your mind's potential, and you know, just how the universe works. Like, I've always been a student of the universe. I remember, like, in high school, during class, you know, I would have a headphone on while the teacher would be teaching the class, and I would be listening to YouTube, like, conspiracy fucking theories. Like, I'd have spirit science is like my shit back then. And I'd be learning, just getting woke as fuck, dude, and learning about your pineal gland, chakras, and, you know, the Illuminati. And I'm like sitting in class, like, getting woke, and like telling my classmates, like, yo, dude, have you heard about your chakras? Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? So like, yeah, I just always just like that. And I think, you know, growing up, watching my parents, you know, like, just grind, dude. They're both immigrants from El Salvador. And you know, just seeing, like, hearing their stories, you know, what they went through, bro. Like, my mom literally, both my parents, like, they lived through wars out there, and like, we're in the trenches. And you know, seeing, you know, the sacrifices they made really, like, inspired me so much, bro. And you know, right after high school, I was just like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of the suburbs. I gotta got to get out of my hometown. Like that was such a hack. And that's when I met you, Jordan, when I moved to Chicago, because I was just we were on the same vibration, and like, both really just in that self-discovery, trying to figure out life and everything. I'm still kind of there, I think it's a lifelong journey, but like, I was just always someone who was very observant, and I saw, how society operated, and, really just seeing like how the people that were like 10, 20 years older than me, like how they live their life. And most of those people were not happy, they're depressed, that they don't have complete ownership of their lives, and they're not controlling their narrative. So I was just like, dude, I need to do something else. Like I'm not trying to go down this path. And that's really what led me to entrepreneurship and doing the things that I do today. So yeah, it's been a fucking crazy journey, man. And like it might sound cliche, but it still feels like I'm still like getting started. And the fact that I started this at a really young age is super cool, man, because I'm still in my early 20s and I still have like a lot of time left to really ride this out, man. So yeah, man, that's a little bit about me for sure.
I heard you used to get into a lot of trouble, do a lot of drugs, stuff like that.
Yeah, I would do like I got arrested a couple of times. I was a bad kid in I wouldn't say I was like a bad, like I wasn't like like a fucker, but like I was like I would get in trouble. Like, Mike was kind of the influence. So like I learned I started smoking weed at a younger age, and I'm just the one that got caught pretty much in my family. But like, yeah, dude, like, I still got my shit done. I still did everything, but I just like, party a little bit, have a good time. That was the type of time I was on. And I'm grateful, honestly, dude, because kind of got that out of my system like pretty early. And, as people my age, after high school and like college, they were getting fucked up all the time. That's when I was just like focused, man. I was locked in. I had gotten that shit out of my system already by then. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I've always found impressive, like from you and Johnny. We were older, we were 21, 22, and you guys we all enjoyed our nefarious activities. I'll just leave it at that. But I looking at you guys and like the age that you gave it up versus the age that I gave it up, and how much you guys have matured and how much you guys have grown, it's insane. And like still at the age that you're at now, 24, man, like it's like, Kevin, it's damn impressive. It really is.
Thank
like
you.
for
That's
the growth and where you're at the age that you're at. Like, dude, when I was 24, like I was just like, oh shit, I probably should stop doing this.
Dude, I remember ripping bongs at the Pilsen with you, bro. Like when we first started like moving in together.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, I do want to add one thing as well. Like, Mondo, you were saying I was getting in trouble in high school and stuff, like when I was younger. I think why I just would do like mental stuff all the time was because, dude, I'm addicted. Like I have an addiction. It's bad. I'm addicted to thrill, dude. Like experience and thrill. And dude, like that's what led me to wanting to try so many things. And I don't think I've ever publicly said this, but like, that's why I started like, dude, I was experimenting with I guess I would consider myself like a lab rat. And like I was just like, dude, like I don't know, how they would say weed is like the gateway. I had that kind of issue, because after that I was like, holy shit, like what else is there, like what else can I do? Simulation. And that's when I got into like, dude, psychedelics in like I think sophomore year or something like that. And that's when shit just got different. Like that's what really just like opened the floodgates, bro, to like just my mind, dude. I was like, this is wild.
Mhm.
And I think the first couple of times I was just like, just like anybody's just like, oh, like this is cool, like the visuals, the feeling. But then I think I started using them more as a spiritual tool, like as I got more educated on it, and not as like a party tool or like a party favor, I guess. So, dude, that definitely was super influential, man. Just that, and like music too. Like I think music was fucking super influential, dude. Like I was listening to like hip hop back in the SoundCloud days, like Joey Badass, Logic, Russ, ASAP, Kendrick, and TDE. And like again, dude, just that curiosity was always like they would be talking about certain things and I wouldn't know what it was, and I'm like I would look it up, and that's what really like just influenced me at a early age, man. Like those are like my musical daddies, pretty much.
Yeah, on that idea, like, was there a certain catalyst that kind of switched you out of the mindset of maybe using these tools and information for fun versus like educating and growth? Do you have like something you can look back and see like, wow, that really was that moment? Or was it just kind of like being exposed to the information?
I think it was just like after the first couple of times, I felt like I think it like instantly just clicked in my mind, like that, we're just spiritual beings, living in this meat flesh vehicle. And and I think it was just like, you know, the first couple of times it really just showed me like the how real the spiritual world is, and how real like energy vibrations is. And dude, it just really led me in that direction of like wanting to like explore that more, and understand these kind of things, like why do these things work, why the world works the way it works, like why do we like you know why, like how can I better control my mindset, like my thoughts, be more observant of it, my emotions. And I think just doing research, dude, it's just like each time I would do them after that, like the first couple of times, I just had an intention, like there would be like something out, like a demon or something that like I wanted to fight, or something I wanted to like fix within myself internally. And I would just go into it with like that kind of intention. And it was just super cool, bro. It's kind of like doing surgery, but like in the fifth dimension or some shit.
I like that. Like doing surgery on yourself is what you mean, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I really don't think
Through-
it's I really don't think it's a coincidence that like some of the coolest and just like most intriguing conversations that I've ever had really have been with people that I've like experimented with
Okay.
just like a deeper version of themselves. I think people that like I have a friend that just did ayahuasca, and I have yet to have the conversation with her about it, but I'm very excited to, because she's never done psychedelics ever, like never did mushrooms,
Whoa.
never did
You went
mushrooms,
straight to the major
That's
leagues.
wild, bro.
straight
That's
ayahuasca.
fucking wild.
So she went from weed to ayahuasca, and yeah, so I'm excited for that conversation. It might actually be a podcast episode. Yeah,
That's
just
fire. I
well,
like what you said, man. I think there's a lot of truth in that. Like you can only meet other people as far as like they've met themselves, as deep as they've met themselves. And yeah, like you said, I feel like I've always vibed more or had deeper connections with people who have explored like those realms more in of themselves. Not even necessarily like it's just a coincidence. Most of the time they've experienced psychedelics, but not all the time. So people can get woke without it. And another reason, honestly, why I went like wanted to experience these kind of things is because of people like Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs, who else they did, like the Beatles, bro, like some of the dopest creative geniuses in the world. It wasn't a coincidence that they've all experienced that. So I was like, dude, like if this kind of gives me an edge in the world, like I'm down. Yeah, dude.
Oh, I think it definitely does, because it's just, yeah, it's that other layer of reality that a lot of people are just maybe unaware to or haven't ever perceived. And you start to, those concepts that might seem like they're, for me at least, I'm speaking of my own personal experience, it's like when you hear concepts like energy and spirit and spirituality, they kind of can seem abstract and they have no real tangible meaning to your life. Like it doesn't connect. It's an idea. It's a thing that's an idea. But then when you experience it, it becomes way realer. And then now you understand why like people in South America are so into shamans, why people are so into religion. You understand all those meta things about the world because you've had some sort of experience with it. Like, and until you have that experience, those things will always just remain as a theory, as an idea, you know. So it's kind of crazy, man. I think every episode we've somehow managed
yeah, we come across psychedelics some way or another, dude. I keep hearing this word experience. I was with Mike Miles last week, and one of the things that he said that was the most profound thing, and it was so subtle too. He's like, I'm not Mike, I'm experiencing Mike. I was like, fuck, man. Like that's
my
like,
God.
yeah, that was like the most like it was just, and then he continued on, but like I like, it's like I stopped listening to what he said, because that was so profound, that what he said, you know, it was like ranting off on something. But we keep talking about these experiences, and I just keep thinking like I'm not me, you know, like I'm just experiencing me at this point. And we're just kind of diving into this deep rabbit hole. But it's awesome, man. I love to hear, you know, like kind of how this created all of this stuff that you're into now. So like, I know it had to have been one of these experiences that kind of like led you to this creativity. But like, as far as entrepreneurship, was it more of like that kind of experience that got you into this, or was it like Mike's influence? I know Mike's got a lot of influence over everybody, but like you being his brother, was that like the reason being, or were you kind of skeptical about it at first?
I mean, I think that was like, to me, it was like my way out of the system. Honestly, like I was like, dude, fuck the system. Like I need to unplug from the matrix. And these were the tools that I found that would help me do that. And I knew at first, like, my first passion was like just creating, and music was like super like huge for me. And but at the time I was just like, dude, I can't make a fat bag off of music. It's like statistically like super fucking hard to do it, get alone like producers. And so I was just like, dude, like I need something that can fund my passions. I need something that isn't gonna be like a job. And at the time it was just really trippy, like how aligned everything was. Because at the time was when me, Jordan, Mike, our other roommate Andrew, we were all reading the same book at the same time, the Celestine Prophecy, bro. And it's not like like the usual self-help book. It's more of like a story, and those principles, it's a fictional story, but the principles can be applied to your real life. And one of the it's like scrolls, right? This dude is like, he goes to Peru, and he's finding these scrolls, and one of the scrolls was like about coincidences. It's like, not like everything happens for a reason. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Like everything happens. And then like he became aware of that. Once he read the scroll, he had that scroll now within him, and he was aware of it. And now he's like, oh shit, like there's a reason why I ran into this person. And now that he's aware of it, he's like, okay, like something could happen. And then like it turned out, this person, led him to another thing. And then it was just crazy like that. And I think after reading that, I was just aware of coincidence. It was like like same with like, it's like a law of attraction, like one of the laws of the attraction. Like if you're thinking of a blue Ferrari all the time, you're gonna see that blue Ferrari all the time. And so what happened was, like, now that I'm aware of that, dude, like the timing was insane. Like I remember when we had our spot in Belle Plaine in like Wrigley, around there, dude, like that's when we were getting into cryptos. That's when we are getting into all this stuff. And I remember Jordan was he was reading this article about like crypto millionaires going to Puerto Rico. And then we were also at the same time like, yo, like we don't want to be in Chicago. This place is like, no, like the urban life is just not it right now. We were like seeking something else, and following our intuition, dude. And so it's like, okay, we want to go somewhere else. We're into cryptos and trading now. And then I remember this one day, I will never forget it, bro. It's crazy. Jordan was reading this article about, the millionaires, crypto millionaires going to Puerto Rico, the tax laws, all that good stuff. And then literally like not long after he like told us about it, he's like, yo, check this article, blah, blah, blah. We hear like a loud noise upstairs, like boom, like something fell. We're like, yo, who the fuck is breaking it? We went upstairs. I think Jordan grabbed a bat too. He's like, nah, bro, we about to fuck someone up. And then dude, what had happened was there's this painting we had in like our hallway that like fell on the ground, and we didn't really ever pay too much attention to it, but it was a painting of the Caribbean islands. And Puerto Rico is one of the islands. Damn. And we're like, holy shit, like,
damn.
We're like, hold up, that's gotta be a sign from the universe, bro. Like that's not a coincidence. And like we're like, fuck, like we've been studying this stuff, we have to just follow our intuition. And dude, literally 2 months later, packed our shit, we sent it to Puerto Rico, not knowing anybody, bro. We didn't know a single person there. No family, dude, nothing, dude. We like Airbnb the first month or two because we didn't even have a crib, bro. We just sent it literally. And that's when we met Roberto. That's when, like, dude, it was just crazy alignment. Like, we had to go there. And if it wasn't, like, it's one thing to see the signs, and it's another thing, like, to follow the signs.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what we'd always do. And I think that's why, like, we are where we're at today, because, we understand, like, like, we can control life and reality to an extent, but, like, dude, God and the universe is, like, the true orchestrator of this shit. And it's like, I can't see around the corner, but I know I can trust God and the universe to see around that corner for me. So that's really, like, kind of like, I don't remember what the question was, but yeah.
That was like the birth of Prime, the birth of, like,
Yeah.
honestly,
QC.
QC. Yeah, throwing it back, like thousands and thousands of people ended up being impacted by that decision, that move. And like you said, I think it's really powerful topic of manifestation, because I think the topic it's a great topic to talk about. The law of attraction, like creating your life, manifesting your dreams. And I think a lot of people have this idea that you have to decide and choose every aspect of it, like, and you got to know it in crystal detail before you ever do it, right? And it's like, yes and no. Like, you have to have a general idea, but a lot of the stuff that I know I've accomplished and that you've accomplished and that we've accomplished together, us three, is like, you're just following an intuition, following a sign, following a hunch, and trusting it. It's like, you really don't fucking know. Like, how the hell are you supposed to know? Like, if you already know, you would have already did it. That's what I always say. And like that ability to trust, like, just trust the universe, trust yourself, trust the fact that the signs are lining up. Like this is what we should be doing right now. Like, we should be sitting here recording this conversation. I'm getting those same vibes right now, even talking on it. It's like, we're meant to be here. We're meant to be sharing this information, because there's one person somewhere out there that's listening to this that's like, holy shit, I've been getting a sign and I have been ignoring it. And this is your sign right now, listening to me, that you need to start taking action on that shit. Because that's literally it, bro. Like, the greatest things in the universe happen from you just taking an action on that hunch, that sign. You see something, just do it, bro. Just send it. Mandalo.
Let's go.
I think that's where you get the best experiences, man, when you just have no idea what's going to happen. And it's just like, that's what's supposed to happen, is that you don't know what's supposed to happen. It's already, I don't know if I believe in destiny, but I definitely believe in, like, everything is aligned and everything has its purpose. Like, Kevin Trudeau, or I think it's Kevin Trudeau, says it, that, like, it doesn't, like, it does something. Oh no, it's the science of getting rich, right? Like, something has to happen before whatever you want, like, whatever you're expecting to happen needs to happen. So, like, it's talking about, like, someone needs to come from Maine to Alaska to sell you something, or something or the other, right? And it's like these crazy, what do they call it, like a butterfly effect, right? It's like one thing needs to happen across China for it to come totally affect you. So whatever that thing that knocked that painting down on the wall,
Exactly.
that was supposed to happen for that sign to be revealed to you guys.
That's
You just got to be open to receiving the sign. That's the biggest thing I've learned, is like, you can't fathom the circumstances of the universe that's going to bring you what you want. You can ask it, but like you said, you don't understand. There's some dude in Maine going to Alaska that's going to do this one thing with this guy, that's going to influence this guy, who's going to do this other thing that's going to influence that, that's going to ultimately influence you. Like, you cannot conceive that powerful creation of the universe, but you can use it to your advantage if you understand these laws and understand these principles. Like, dude, yeah,
absolutely, bro. I think that how factor and, like, the effect factor, because you can cause and effect. Like, you cause, like, I want this, I'm gonna do this, but, like, the how factor, it did manifest in crazy ways. Like Mondo was saying, like, you never know, like, a wind can blow, like, the painting down, and that was how can you know that was gonna happen? Like, that's when you have to kind of have that trust, like, in the universe and stuff, like, to just trust that it's gonna work out. You just have to, like, believe, like, why you're doing it, and then just, obviously, like Jordan said, just fucking take action on those signs, and then, like, don't worry how it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen, dude. Like, the craziest stuff like that, it's happened so many times, and it's just like, it's not a surprise anymore, bro. It's just like, just being aware of the signs, and then when you see it, just fucking take action.
Dude, that reminds me, man, like, You've definitely been a person I've seen like just as a full sender. Like that's why we go. That's why we're tight. That's why we're all tight. We're all full senders here. But Kevin, there was one time when we were in Puerto Rico and Matthew was living with us, and I kind of see what you did, that circumstance where you just sent it to Cali. Do you remember? Of course you remember that.
Mhm.
But I kind of see that as one of your moments of like growing as a person and as an individual, where you just sent and you just like, honestly, from my standpoint and perspective, has elevated to a whole other level sense that like that was a like huge moment looking back on my relationship. I was like, dude, Kevin just I remember me trying to be like, dude, Kevin just sent it to Cali. Like, is he
Like,
coming
this kid's
back, bro?
crazy.
I don't
Where
even
you
know.
going?
But
Bro,
like,
I had like
yeah, take us back there, recall that, and like kind of walk us through like your thinking, because I know that was a very spiritual experience for you as well, and you leveled up in so many
wow,
ways since.
Probably did a lot of acid
wow.
out there,
What happened?
huh?
You said you
Wait, what
probably
did you
did a
say?
lot of acid.
I said
No,
probably.
I did shrooms there. Oh shit, dude, this is crazy,
Because
bro.
then you
Oh
ended up
man,
in, bro, then you ended up in Europe with like Mr. Banks, bro, and like,
that's
dude,
Oh,
yeah,
we
funny.
gotta talk about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
take us through
Oh,
that journey.
Dude, you
it
for
was.
real, you've done so much shit, bro. Like you've done so much stuff, dude. And I feel like every time, every year, there's just like a new experience. Is that why you're always just so chill, bro? Because you're just like fucking everything just works out in your favor.
I wouldn't say that's true, but nah, man, holy fuck, I don't know where to start. Pretty much,
Take us back when you left Puerto Rico and you sent it to Cali, because it might like
okay.
that was in my timeline how it like
First, I just want to say before I even dive into that, is like it's just crazy the power of your decisions, bro. Like life is just a series of decisions that you make, bro. Like, if I didn't decide to move to Chicago or decide to go to Puerto Rico or decide to go to Cali, like these certain things wouldn't have happened. Same thing with even on a more micro scale, like, dude, if you every moment of your life you're making a decision. Like I decided to hop on this podcast. Now that has an effect. It can, impact other people who hear this. I decide like, what am I gonna eat? Am I gonna eat healthy today, or am I gonna eat fucking McDonald's today? Am I gonna, be a lazy sack of shit, or am I gonna go to the fucking gym? Am I, like everything is just a compound effect. And that's why I was like I said, it just stems back from being a fucking addict of thrill and experience. Because at the time, dude, I was like, and also like just your like knowing that this is your personal journey. Like sometimes like we have like herd mentality, and we want to just do what, like, you trust people around you, and like where they can lead you. But sometimes like there's shit that only like that you have to experience yourself, bro. And that's something I realized. I'm like, dude, like I have to go on my own journey as well. Like, I can't just depend on like people to like guide me all the time. And so pretty much, man, it was so fucking funny. Like I was working at the Ritz Carlton, like a 5-star resort in Puerto Rico, and it was wild, man. Just serving people like T-Pain, Russ, Alicia Keys, Adam Sandler, bro. That felt like a movie, bro. Like I remember I went to like I grabbed the food and stuff, and then I like go to like the restaurant area, and he was outside in like the balcony, in the Porsche or whatever, and like I didn't even know he was fucking there, dude. And I remember I just turned and I see Adam Sandler, bro. He's laughing too, like the classic, like his laugh or whatever.
yeah.
Like in that moment, it felt like a movie, bro. Like you see the beach in the background. I was like, dude, this is crazy. But dude, I just remember like serving these people, and they're all wealthy, celebrities. I remember like these crypto millionaires, like super young, and like I remember asking them like for advice. And I was just like, dude, like, give me some advice. Like, I'm starting my journey with this right now. And then they're like, dude, like, my biggest advice for you is you'll never go broke taking profits. And that shit always stuck with me, bro. And that's funny because I wish I would have applied that more on this past 12 months. 'Cause,
Don't we all, man?
dude,
Yeah.
that was my biggest takeaway, bro. After crypto, we'll go more into that like in a little bit, but like, yeah. So pretty much, that really inspired me, bro. It's like, dude, like I just need to take action on what I'm doing. Like I'm on the right path, and so it was really hard to get any days off, bro. Yet alone like a fucking whole week, and that's what I was asking for. And eventually, my boss, he budged, and he's like, all right, fuck it, you got it, like 1 week, that's it. And so I sent it with fucking Matthew, And we went to this, like the main reason we went there was for this mastermind event. It was called a Penthouse Mastermind, and it was like a melting pot of entrepreneurs. You had day traders, e-commerce, drop shipping people. You had real estate wholesaling people. You had influencers, bro, with like millions of followers. You had Grammy and Emmy Oscar award winning like producers and people of that nature, dude. Like it was fucking insane. The people there, dude. The Prince of Germany was there, dude. I shook his hand, bro. It was crazy. Not gonna lie, dude. There was some Illuminati vibes there. Like it was really weird, bro. Like there was this like really crazy painting. One of my boys, like the reason we went out there, like he invited us. No Job Greg, shout out to him. He had this really trippy like painting. It was about like kind of just like it was woke, whatever, right? And they had that in the background behind the panelists that they were speaking. And at one point in the during that event, that thing like fell over and they like took it down. And behind the painting, there was a Masonic shield that was painted on the wall, bro. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I turned to Matt, I'm like, dude, you see that? We're like, what the fuck? And oh my God, bro, it got so weird at one point. Like, dude, like because it was like 4 levels, like this mansion, dude, it was like 4 stories in the Hollywood Hills. And I remember I was in the 4th one where like the panelist was, and like I went out on the balcony and I was just like, taking in the moment. And I remember like I looked down and there's this little kid, dude, on a tricycle. He's wearing a mask. I don't know if you know the video game Fallout, but like the Pit Boy, like he was wearing that Pit Boy mask, and he had a balloon tied to him, like his elbow, and he was just riding like back and forth, like in front of the place. And I'm like, okay, you don't really see that every day. That's kind of strange. I was like, it's kind of weird. And then later on in the day, dude, one of the guys, like my homies, he was like working the front, like letting people in and stuff. And he's like, dude, did you see that kid? I was like, dude, I know what you're talking about. He's like, dude, this kid came in and he was trying to get inside. And I'm like, dude, who are you? Like, where are your parents? And he wasn't saying anything. He was just standing there, creepy as fuck. And then he like, I think walked inside or something. I don't know what happened, bro. But all I know was like, this is fucking crazy. What the fuck, bro? They're like their presence is here. I don't know what is it. Like. I was kind of tripping out. I'm like, dude.
Wait,
crazy.
did you guys just let him in?
I don't think they let him in. I think like he kind of walked in, but like I think I don't know what happened, dude. It's fucking crazy. And I was just like, dude, because there's billionaires there, bro. There's millionaires there.
Like
And
elitist vibes.
Like, yeah, I was just like, dude, whoa, this is wild. So dude, yeah, like I sent it to Cali, right? Anyways, I just had to share that because it's so weird, dude. Like I never experienced that before. And so we went there, dude. I got so much value. I actually expanded my mind a lot. And just outside of my own niche and industry. And it really helped me connect like new dots in my brain and create new neural pathways, because that's something that like I've been learning recently is like, yes, you want to learn things in depth, but also, the saying is like the master of everything is master of none, or the jack of all trades, master of none. That's not entirely true, because like if you're learning a lot of different industries and dude, now you're like, you can connect those different industries together and different things that you've been learning, and that can give you an edge that other people don't have. And it's connecting new neural pathways and synapses in your brain. I was like, that's crazy. So I had that kind of moment at this event. And then no, like if I didn't go there, dude, like I wouldn't have like made content there that like was needed for my next level up. And so like Christian Vargas and J-Lo and Daniel Vesper, they came out to Cali, and then like we did like a little Cali tour. And I remember I had this like $300 like little fucking GoPro Osmo Pocket thing. I was shooting with it. It was everything went crazy. And I was just making edits, right? Just playing around with it. And then I dropped a couple of videos on my Instagram. And then dude, like we had some fun time in Cali. Like we did some shrooms and stuff, but like just went and like just experiencing Cali alone was super cool, and like all the views and everything. So then we drove to from LA, dude, all the way to freaking Dallas, bro. And then that's when I went to the Trade House, like the actual like Mike Miles, Jordan Morgan. And that was my first time like, at the Trade House. And I was like, this is the Trade House. This is crazy. And I was like sleeping on the love sack, and you know, grandpa was there. I was petting grandpa. People were like, what the fuck, petting grandpa? Like, uh,
It's a
and
dog.
like, dude, that's when I was getting breakthroughs of smart money. Like, that's when I was first learning that stuff. And then, so pretty much, dude, that's where I met Mr. Banks, was at the trade house. And he was looking for like a camera guy, like creative director. And I was like, dude, like I have some work. Like I showed him my stuff, and he's like, yo, this is fucking dope. And then and then like he's like, dude, I'm gonna hire you, bro. Like, let's work. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I didn't think he was serious. And then I didn't hear anything for like a month or two. And then he hits me up on Instagram, like, yo, what's your number? And I'm like, yo, like okay. And then he like calls me. He's like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, can you fly to Vegas tomorrow morning? Like, I need you to get on a flight like tomorrow morning. I'm like, dude, like I got a job. Fuck your job, bro. I'm gonna pay you more than your job. Oh my God. It was so funny, bro, because the last job at the Ritz, dude, I had to fucking quit that because I never went back. I was in Cali and he was blowing me up. He's like, yo, where you at? Like, you're supposed to be here. I'm like, dude, I'm in Cali. He's like, when are you gonna come back? I'm not. That was how that ended. And then I gotta literally work the one shift at like fucking Planet Fitness, dude. And then he called me and I was the same thing. Yeah, dude, I can't go in. He's like, what the fuck, dude? So then I fly to Vegas, dude. I get there, dude, a penthouse in Vegas. Like, I'm like, yo, this is wild, bro. What the fuck? And then he's like, yo, where's your camera gear? I'm like, it's right here. I like the little ass camera. He's like, dude, you shot with this? This is what, bro, you can't follow me around with this, bro. And he like gave me his actual camera gear. And then that's when I was like, I don't even know how to use that shit. Like, I was literally just improvising and learning as I was going. Oh man. And
Hey,
then,
how do you feel about him leaving IM?
dude, I'm about it, bro. Like, that's more of his vibe, like where he's going, where he's at. You know, I'm not gonna give other people clout, you know, but maybe if they pay me. But dude, yeah, I feel like it's his vibe. And like, you know, I don't know, there's a lot of shit that happened behind the scenes, but like, I think he's gonna kill it, bro. Anywhere he goes, he's literally a momentum catalyst, bro. And working with him is dope, because you just learn like a lot about his work ethic, bro, and his like sacrifice, bro. Like, we'd be like a lot of people don't know, like, see that part, bro. Like how much we actually, like, he actually cares about people, because we'd freaking drive all across the country, go to different countries, bro. Be in a flight, dude, like red-eye flights, to be in another city the next day to do an event there, train, and then leave to go another city the next day. Like that, a lot of people wouldn't even fucking like, dude, cross the street for you. And this dude is going around the world for you. And
Dude, he like took
Great.
you all over too, bro. Like, how many countries do you guys hit during that?
we hit like, I think 5 or 6 countries. We went to Barcelona. That shit was fucking dope.
I still remember that picture you guys got on was you at the Q or the W, whatever it was called? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like on the the bay, towards the bay or whatever.
Yeah.
We went to Paris. Dude, that was really cool. That was my first time in Paris. We went to Czech Republic. We went to Prague. Where else did we go? Dude, we went to like London too. We went to London, bro. We were drinking pussy out there. That was like an energy drink. It was like
What? Wait, you were drinking what?
pussy. Dude, that's what the energy drink is called, bro. It was so, we were making fun, like funny videos about it. Like, he's like, bro, what you got there? Oh, I got some pussy, bro. I don't know, some stupid shit. But dude, yeah, we went like all those spots, dude. It was so cool. Like, that was my first time leaving the country, or second time leaving the country, but like going to Europe and experiencing those cultures, bro, and like different kinds of people. And it was just a vibe, dude.
Dude, that's insane. Like, looking back and cutting all those dots, how you just like decided one day to send it to Cali. And the next thing you know, some guy's like, yo, quit your job. I'm gonna take you all over the world. Just film me. Like, bruh. Like the whole conversation, what you're saying, just like following the sequence of events. You don't know how it's gonna work out, but what you ultimately wanted, what you've been saying, is what you desire the most, is what? Experience. And you just like sending it led you to all those freaking experience. I think that's amazing, bro. I think that's dope. But
Yeah.
What are you working on currently, man? What are you doing? What fills your time now? What you got going on?
Right now, what's really taking up my time is just doing the things I've been doing the last 4 years is like, building online business, helping people, mentoring people when it comes to like investing and trading in the financial markets, like Forex, cryptos, now NFTs as well. Day trading myself every morning. And then now what's really taking up my time is NFTs. I've actually taken on it's so crazy, like ownership of a project now. And that was really just like random, like out of nowhere. This guy, like he's pretty like known in the space and within at least Solana NFTs. He had started this project and then like, built a super dope community. And then he was working on another project and that project like blew the fuck up, like got like almost 300,000 followers on Twitter. And then so he's like, dude, like he was cool with my boy Andrew. Like Andrew was just in there like, being the Andrew, like he was like I think he became a mod because they were just like, this dude's always active. And then so he hit up Andrew like, dude, like we see you, like would you want to like take ownership of this project? Because we had to put our full attention on this other project now because we did not think that it was going to blow up like that. So then Andrew hit me up like, dude, like, do you want to run this up with me? And I was like, let's fucking do it. Like I'm about experiences like this. I see it as an experiment. And really just, one thing about me, I like to engage and interact with, any like, different industries and things that I don't know. Like, I think like a problem with a lot of people is that their insecurity with learning, they think that if they learn, if they don't understand something the first hour or two, like, yeah, no, it's not for me. And they just throw it to the side, but they'll watch fucking 10 hours straight of Netflix. But I'm like, so it's like, I think people are just insecure about their learning curve. And I'm just someone who like, anything I do, I just want to learn, like find the fucking cheat codes to it. So I was like, dude, this is a really dope opportunity to like, if it does well, awesome. If it goes to shit, then like, it was the experience, dude. Like I can learn from it. And so that's really what's taken up my time is Web3, NFTs, building influence on there, creating dope shit. Like it's a completely different business model. Like I think it's a business model of the future. I think if you have products or services, like it's just another way for you to expand your brand or product. Especially now that everything is going digital, like that's the new gold is just like, dude, online. NFT, the metaverse, everything's going there. We already live in the metaverse. Like everyone spends like 12 hours on social media. So it's like
Crazy.
Like we're already there. It's just now it's like businesses and things like that nature are going to shift all on there as well. And I think it gives you a really dope opportunity as well to like scale. Because like if you have digital products, like if you already have a physical product, you can just create a digital version of it now. And this is gonna let you like, now you don't have to pay for like actual product. You could scale it to freaking millions of people and you can make unlimited of it. So it's like, it just makes sense to me. And people are gonna take their physical habits, spending habits, consumerism, and they're gonna take that to the digital version, with NFTs and everything like that. And I think everyone is gonna have NFTs. I think it's a really good way to build trust, transparency and verification. Like I heard like Nike's going to be using NFTs to verify, to pretty much, fight counterfeit market, like now like each shoe is going to have its own NFT to verify that it's legit. So I think like a lot of business models are going to adopt these kind of models. And I'm just here, getting my foot in there, bro, like learning about it early as fuck and, planting my flag here.
Bro, you're in there running a project. Like that's super cool. Like you said, like the relevancy of the experience and like being able to interact with Web3 communities in a way of not just being a participant, but actually having ownership stake and like executive powers, I guess you could say, about, and that's the craziest thing in Web3 right now. I love being in the space because it's such a wild west, and like decisions like these people have made really impact the space, and you never know what's going to happen. And like the decisions that Luna made and with the outcomes of that, and the decisions they're making now trying to revive it and the outcomes of that, and the decisions of all these different NFT projects and what they like. It's crazy to me because it's fast, bro, and we really are building a foundation for how business is going to work in the future. It's NFTs. It's like no doubt about it. Like I think Gary Vee is one of the best people that speaks on it and the relevancy of it and why it's going to be so important. And it's like he said a fire ass line. Gary Vee is always good with those one liners, the slap in the face. It's like all these people don't know what NFTs are screwed because, dude, in 3 years your ticket to Coachella is going to be an NFT. Like, it's like get with it now or get left behind, bro, because it is like that, and it's like I think it's cool too because we're like in like 2012 2013 of like Bitcoin and crypto is like where we're at right now with NFTs, and it's like we're laying the foundation for everything for the space. And you're definitely one of those people like legitimately influencing a lot of people within our own community on certain plays to make. I know you like past results don't guarantee future results, but you've made myself some money. You made a lot of other people some money on your cause on these NFT projects, bro. And like the I guess you could say the filter you've been able to develop, because that's the big thing. And I kind of want to hear you touch on that and like what you look for in the space, like what draws you in terms of projects and NFTs, and like kind of bringing this to a level where people who aren't familiar with NFTs can understand the allure to investing in them, why you would invest in a project, and then more importantly, why you wouldn't invest in some projects. Because let's be real here, a lot of NFTs are just some shit someone threw on the internet, some picture of some cat, and someone's like, yeah. And so what do you see as what's legitimate in this space and what's not? And like, how do you view the space in that terms?
I just want to give people some perspective real quick before you answer that, bro. Like, you called out D Gods, you called out OK Bears, you called out Mary Jane's, what were was the Bud one, the
Best Buds.
Best you called out Best Buds. You called out was it Crooked Labs? Was it that one?
Chris Labs.
Chris Labs. Dude, I mean, there's a whole list, dude. Like, you've called out ones that have come out for 1 Solana, a little bit over 1 Solana. Like, OK Bears just went bananas, dude. I remember seeing that in the Discord. I remember you said Mint's looking for today, and that was one of them. And I just kind of like flew past me, because I'm not really too deep into the space, but like less than 48 hours later, it's like 300 Solana. I was like, bro, what the fuck? This guy said buy this, and I slept on it, just like I didn't buy it. Could have paid what, 2-3 Solana, 300, 400, 4,000x my investment. Insanity, bro. But sorry, I just want to give people some perspective so that this isn't just like, oh yeah, he's just calling out these little plays that 1 or 2 of them or maybe 3 of them got lucky. Like, no, this is like consistent like plays that you're making, bro. So
dude, that's crazy. Like, oh my God, bro. Sometimes I don't realize like the shit I do, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? It's just normal. Like, I don't know. It feels normal. But like, so yeah, like projects, things that I look for in projects, it really depends. All right, so my approach with NFTs is like, there's a couple approaches, right? And I like to cater to the different kinds of investors out there. Like the more conservative people, I find the projects that are, I feel like they could be comfortable holding long term, that actually have real utility, solid teams. And then I also cater to the more, the flippers, people looking to get, quick bags in and out, building their capital so they can get into more established projects. So I like to cater to those people and find like quick flips, things like that, really just leveraging hype and attention. Like that's what I do for a lot of plays as well. But things that I look for, I think that one of the biggest things is, one is definitely community. Cause like, dude, nothing would exist without communities. Like the people is everything. Like, Apple wouldn't be a thing if people didn't buy Apple computers. So it's like, if you have a really organic community and people are like, don't really care about like the floor price and things like that, and they're actually here because they genuinely enjoy and like the project and what they're building, that's a really big green flag. But if you have a community that's just like everyone's just trying to flip and no one really cares, and all they're doing is talking about the floor price, that's something it's kind of toxic, and then I look for teams like builders, people who are credible, people who have experience, not just 16-year-olds like just making a cartoon image, like people who actually have like real life skills. Like that's something I look for. I invest a lot into teams. Like that's something like I look for. That's probably the number one thing. Is the team capable of like executing and delivering on what they're saying and what their vision with this project? Utility, like what kind of utilities do they offer? And that's the thing with NFTs. Not every product has to have utility. You know, there's different kind of assets classes, I guess you could say. Like within NFTs, it's like you have utility-based NFTs. Then you have more of like a community, like PFP vibe NFT, which is just a brand. It's like a clothing brand, like a hat or something, like like a Gucci or like a Off-White or something, like, you know, that's fine too, you know. So like there's different things you can invest in. It's really like those are the main things I look for. You know, other little things is like tokenomics. You know, if NFT wants to have tokenomics, like do they have solid tokenomics that can sustain you know, the liquidity pool in their token? And that's the thing right now with NFTs, most of these tokens are like shit coins, bro. Like they don't
They're
like
Ponzi.
Ponzi's literally, there's
Yeah.
very few NFT projects that have a healthy ecosystem within their project. You know, like DeGods is pretty healthy. Blacksmith Lab is pretty healthy. What's another big one? Like Tayo, like no, like the thing with those projects is like they actually have like real products and services, and business models that can generate cash flow. That's really what it is. If you don't have that, then like how is your coin going to survive? Everyone's just going to drain the liquidity if they're just staking it and there's no real service or product that's going to help generate cash flow. So like, yeah, teams, communities, tokenomics, and then art, dude. The fucking art, bro. If the art is fire, I'm with it. But at the same time, some of the most random shit fucking goes crazy and it doesn't make sense. Sometimes like the shit that doesn't make sense is just gonna like go crazy, and the shit that makes sense just might not go crazy.
That's the world of NFTs, but it's cool because it's like we're setting that standard of what the fuck is cool and what's not. You know,
Yeah.
like this art, we like this, we don't like that. You know, and it's like I think you mentioned a real nugget there that one of the motivators for people had, like you just leverage hype and attention. What is your? I don't know something Mike has been continually saying too. If you're educated, plugged in with our space, with our community and our academy, what is that to you though? Like, how do you like kind of gauge hype and attention? And like, what does it mean to flip hype and attention?
So it's a good question. Really like based off of engagement. So like I'll look at like Twitter's, like see if they're blowing up, they're popping. Sometimes it can be botted engagement. So like something you should like be aware of. Discord engagement, you know, seeing if it's real like engagement, the reactions on their announcements. And then just seeing people talking about it, like what they're saying, how they feel about it. It really does like that. Like I'm just study like human nature, like how everyone is like feeling and thinking about the project and how much attention it has, and then how much demand like it has. Like right now the meta is like whitelist. It's actually kind of funny, like it's so funny, like people are putting more value on whitelist than the actual fucking project. Like these whitelist tokens that I'm seeing are going for like more, dude, like tens of 10, like 20, 30 souls. And then the project releases and the project's below what the whitelist were selling for. You know,
So what
like,
is, before you get too deep in that, what is a whitelist and what is it?
yeah.
What, how does it work? Like, why would I want to be on a whitelist? What does it give me?
Okay, so whitelist is like an exclusive list of people who are going to be able to mint on pre-sale. So it gives you like pretty much you're
The
guaranteed
inner
to,
circle.
yeah,
It's like
inner
not
circle.
not waiting in line for the club.
Exactly. Like VIP access. And then like you're not going to be fighting for against thousands of people to try to mint it. You're pretty much secure in the bag. And most of the time, if you're whitelisted, you're able to mint. So mint is like you're pretty much buying it. Like think about like when you're mining gold, you're mining it out of the earth and now the gold exists. That's kind of how minting is. You're minting it onto the blockchain. So now that's yours, like your
It's
unique
the drop. It's
value.
the drop of the product or
Yeah,
the
the drop.
NFT. Like, yeah,
Sneaker drop.
So most of the
release.
time, if you have whitelist, you usually are paying less. It's like a little cheaper than what the public pays when they mint it.
And so you were saying before, now it's at a point where people are more in demand of getting in that whitelist than the actual when the product actual drops.
Yeah, dude, I think it was like the OK Bear effect. Like they really like pretty much created this new meta. And I think the meta is dying right now too. Like it lasted like not long, but like I think people, because of like everyone wanted to catch that next OK Bears play, and now all these projects were like branding similarly. Like they're doing private discords. They're releasing a bunch of like concept art on their Twitter and like things like that, branding like heavy. And then there's no real value. It's just like they're just putting art out there and then doing whitelist giveaways. So like whitelist giveaways, that's what actually tripping ape that went crazy. Like people gained fucking hundreds of thousands of followers doing whitelist giveaways for like tripping apes, because that was just really the man. And like that's how they were getting insane engagement, insane followers. And yeah, like a lot of projects have been doing that, just that private doing whitelist giveaways, and then that's how they're getting all this like hype and attention and like just demand.
So then when the product drops, it's like all those people that didn't get on the white list, that didn't get the mint are good. That's where the demand comes secondary.
Yeah.
Right. And so is there a sort of a cycle that's like repeatable that you've noticed with like the creation of an NFT, the drop of it, and in terms of the price? Is it like, are these just random, or is there some kind of cycle you've been able to notice with NFTs dropping and how they trade afterwards?
So it depends as well on like the prices of the crypto. So like on Solana, projects have to raise the price of it, because one Solana is not one Solana. Like I hate when people fucking say that shit. It's like that's just something that they're saying to like so you don't sell, and like
That's what
it's
Jordan
kind of
says.
manipulative.
That's what Jordan says about his little profile picture. He's like,
Little
yeah,
bit.
1 ETH is 1 ETH.
Hit boy.
You know?
But it is
Uh,
though. I mean, that's
it's
a
true.
separate conversation. But I want
To
to
an
hear.
extent, I feel you. Like I agree with that for like the longest time, but now recently is like, because then people are just like they want you to hold it forever, but like in reality, you don't want to be that person to like bag hold, because then like people say that, but like they're the one you can look in the blockchain, they're the ones fucking flipping and selling, and it's crazy out
But
there.
there are some things worth holding. Like one
Mhm.
Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. Would you guys agree with that?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it really, that's why I love about crypto. And this is my big idea with it, since we're on it. Is like crypto is redefining what people think as money, and it gives you the freedom to choose your money. Like, do you want to hold a currency that deflates 8% every year, 30%? Like, how much do they print? The US dollar, right? The dollar's lost 99% of its value over 100 years. So do you want to hold a currency that's inflationary, that literally the value is dropping, or do you decide to use a currency like Bitcoin that's deflationary, or a currency like Ethereum, or a currency like Solana? Like, I buy into the one Solana is one Solana, because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you're setting a new money standard for yourself. And if you believe it's an asset that will appreciate in value, one of those assets is one of those assets. But I also get what you're saying too. It's been used as a sort of tactic of manipulation into getting people to hold the bag, versus when you're in the background's doing the opposite, dumping the bag. You tell people that one Solana is one Solana, so they hold the bag and you're profiting. So it can be used against you, but the principle for me is legit.
Well
It's
said,
different.
man.
It's different when one Ethereum is $1,800 from ranging between 1,800 to like 2,500, and then there's a difference between when one Solana is 250 and then it's now $40.
Yeah, but Solana is a lot newer, and like but the only people that I think the only reason Ethereum still exists, the only reason Bitcoin still exists is because people were convicted in that asset, that one Bitcoin being one Bitcoin, that they don't give a fuck what it's worth today, 7K, 30K. The people that actually held from 20K to 3K, from 1K to 100, they had that conviction that this asset was worth something, and they are still the predominant buying pressure. There's still the demand for why Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin at 30K or at 60K. And so I know Solana, yeah, it's extremely volatile from 250 to 50. What, that's down tremendously, like 75%. That's insane.
A lot
But
of for the poor, bro. You seen that
but
shit? That's
Solana is that
crazy.
opportunity, though, if you actually believe in this chain and this ecosystem and this project of Solana being a massive factor. At this point, if you got in Solana at 200, you're down to 50, what are you going to do? Sell your bag and take the loss? Or you're convicted and you accumulate more and you build things that are going to accumulate you Solana, because there's no demand for Solana at $50. but there's all the demand in the
Yeah.
world for it when it's at 200. And so
Exactly.
it's that classic, like most people understand the principle of a market, which is to buy low to sell high. At the same time, their actions are buy the top, sell the bottom, you know?
Literally. There's like different C's too. Like with like Solana, I think it's cool. Is like I think it has really good opportunity for scalability and like just the low transaction fees and the quick transaction speeds. I think that can really be like long term once they can get the network down, like huge, bro, for people. For
Agreed.
this to scale and like NFTs and things like that. And
I
like
was really skeptical about it at first because of like the decentralized factor. I don't think it's quite there.
Yeah.
It's centralized. They've turned it off in the past, you know, and it's like it would worry me to have a significant stake of capital on a network that can just be turned off.
That's
Hopefully
true.
they fucking turn it back on, because if they don't, like
Fuck.
yeah.
Bye.
But I think I think Solana has filled a niche that Ethereum couldn't, which is having that scalability, having that low barrier of entry that Ethereum's failed to deliver to the market. So I mean, yeah, Ethereum is more established, it's way more decentralized, it's way more secure, but it has a downside. It has a premium to use it. It's the
Mhm.
cost of it. Like I don't mind paying gas fees on Ethereum because I'm like, this is the cost of using the most premium and legit network. And if you're more experimental, more willing to take some more risks, you have alternative choices. And I think I believe in a multi-chain universe. I don't believe in the
Yeah.
like just one chain, you know, and like different chains have different purposes. And I think Solana is really filling its chain for people being able to come in a new space, experiment with NFTs, the blockchain, and see what this technology is about without having to pay fucking even today. And then like, you know, $20 for a transaction for some people, that's insane. You know, like if you don't have 4 or 5 figures of
Yeah.
liquidity, you're not affording that. And then damn, when Ethereum actually gets expensive, bro, you know, you're paying 3-figure and 4-figure transaction fees when Ethereum's at its high. So yeah, every chain's got its own.
I think like the reason why I really like Soul is because I'm thinking more for everybody. Like
Right.
this is gonna help everybody.
Solana's for the poor.
Solana's for the fucking poor, man. And dude, I'm poor as fuck. Like I'm about it. And like I think like there's more poor people in the world than rich people. And at
Facts.
the end of the day, like I see crypto and NFTs as a freedom like currency. And like that's not gonna allow a lot of people, to play if you're playing only ETH. But I think I think ETH eventually, like if whenever ETH, 2.0 or whatever
2.0.
like comes out and like they fix
Supposed
all
to be
that stuff.
happening it's supposed to be happening in August.
Yeah, they've been saying that stuff forever though.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, but
but
there's been some more development on it.
the
World
state
was
of
supposed to end in 2012, and that didn't happen either.
the world did end in 2012, bro. What are you talking about?
The
True.
merge, dude. The
I think
CERN, they split a particle and
CERN.
like, yeah,
And the calendars, like the minor calendar, I think, yeah, like they predicted it. So it's like right now, I think we're just experiencing like our whole life right now in the flashback. Like, when you die and you
Like Benjamin Button.
I've never seen that movie. But
I need to revive, but I just know that's like this guy who just ages backwards.
no. So like pretty much like I don't know if it's true if you only die. Like I've never died, bro. But like, bro, like, actually I don't know. It might be dead or not. But like my theory is like dude, something happened. Like everyone just I don't know if you ever seen like the movie Don't Look Up when like the whole world just dies by the asteroid. Like I think something like that happened, and now like people are just like getting all this DMT pumped in their brain and experiencing their whole life right now before they like transcend.
Or they're dead already, which is I
Yeah.
think is 90% of the population, where they're just like existing and have absolutely no purpose or
NPCs.
ability to think or awareness or desire.
It's actually insane because I really buy into the fact that like 2012, like something happened and like this CERN hydrogen, like the particle collider. If you don't know what that is, look into that. Like they experimented with the fabric of the universe and time and space, and like I think it's had consequences, including the best evidence I have to provide about this is the Mandela effect.
Bro,
Like
yes.
there are, depending on who you ask, like how Fruit Loops is spelled. Is it FRUIT or is it FROOT? Or like, like Bernstein Bears or Bernstein Bears with the A or with the E?
Hold on, bro. I gotta look
Did
this up
Monopoly
right
Man
now.
have a lens or did he not? And now it's like, I think legitimately there are people we're all here on this planet. Yeah, we can physically see each other, but people are in different realities, bro. They're legitimately in different realities. Like, and the biggest evidence of it, it's a recent event. I'm a savage. I don't give a fuck. I will say it. Some people are generally think there's a deadly virus out there that's transmitted through your mouth and nose, and that if you fucking come into contact with other people, you could die because of this deadly virus. And there's other people like, dude, you're tripping. Like, that ain't a thing to me. I'm not afraid of this, you know. And it's like the evidence, and I see people now still to the day, years after the fact, that, you know, there's no mandates, there's nothing, still wearing around the mask. I'm like,
Dude,
you
it's
have a belief
incredible.
system that tells you that this is a threat to your health, and that's why you do it. And I'm not trying to hate, I'm not trying to create that division, but to me, it's evidence of people living in different realities, like legitimately different realities. Some people believe this about what that, and some people believe this, and their actions are different. And I'm like, it's insane, because I think in our lifetimes, we're going to witness a long-term consequences. The people who chose to go down a certain path and the other people that chose on a different path, fear, whatever you want to call it. But like, dude, like it's insane to what your beliefs about what's happening in the world and how that affects your life. And like the difference, the stark contrast, that's what it is I'm trying to highlight. And what's interesting to me is how different people can be on the same thing. And it's like, I don't know, before, I don't know what, I don't know, as a kid and growing up, I felt like there were certain commonalities that all humans agreed upon, and that everyone acted in the same way about certain basic things.
Same.
And now that isn't, it's not there. There's disagreement about every single thing. The world is very polarized. I'm like, is that on purpose, or is that just because, yeah, maybe some trippy thing, like when they collide those particles, the freaking shit split, and some people are going this way, some people are going that way. I don't know.
It's been
Dude,
a
I was
lot
listening
of weird shit. Go ahead, Mondo, my bad.
No, I was gonna say, you guys, I think Mike was telling this story last or 2 weeks ago when he was on. He was talking about one day he was just playing Outwitting the Devil at you guys' apartment. And I was listening to that just recently, and it talked about one of the, you know, the devil's like greatest power, how he overtakes people, and like his most powerful force is mass fear. You know, like he was talking about Napoleon Hill was saying that like World War I, World War II, after that, it causes mass fear. And I thought, like, dude, that's what happened in 2020. Like, mass fear was evoked on people. And so now it's insane that you're just saying that. Like, I just put two and two together what you just said, Jordan. Like, people are literally living in different realities because some people are still scared. Some people are still fit. Like I went to Bona Beef today, and literally somebody outside was waiting for their food with a mask on. I'm like, bro, it's 85 degrees outside, sweating balls, and you have a mask on. And dude, you know what's crazy? Like, my sinuses are crazy right now. I sneezed, dude. My boy went inside.
Oh man. Dude, and I'm
not gonna make it.
It's
not gonna make
man,
it, bro.
I really want to paint it on a level of like, dude, like I've obviously been like, dude, what, like, how do you,
Dude, the face shield is what gets me the most.
dude, yeah, that shit. But at the same time, now I'm at the point where I'm like your brother's taught me this, man. He's like, I don't ever get mad or anything about anything, because if you understand that psychology, you understand there's some reason why that person. And I look at those people, I'm like, dude, I genuinely feel bad for you. You got stuck. Like, you ever seen the movie Get Out?
Yeah.
Like, they got stuck, bro. You're stuck in a mental prison and you don't even realize it. Like, you have the key, bro. And I make jokes about, like I said, I'm a savage. It's like, tell me you can't think for yourself and make decisions for yourself without telling me you can't think for yourself and make decisions for yourself, bro.
Yeah, that's savage as fuck. That's why your last name is the Savage, bro.
I mean, yeah, bro. We're not gonna say the C word or the V word or any of that, because we'll get flagged and this shit will get censored. But
dude, it's crazy. Like, I think it's just like cognitive dissonance. Like, people would rather believe lies than the you know, the ugly truth, because it goes against everything they've ever known, bro.
dude,
And like,
yeah. And
it just
people
goes
are
against
deep.
like people like trust their government way too much, bro.
People
Too
trust
much.
authority way too much, man. Like,
Yes.
everybody believes everything that's been told to them, bro. Perfect example, right? Mike Miles talks about this all the time. He was blowing my mind, dude. He was like, Christopher Columbus, right? Everybody thinks Christopher Columbus, you know. Everybody thinks Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, you know. Like, dude, it's insanity, you know?
Yeah, bro. People think George Washington was a good dude. He
Yeah,
had
fucking
slave
slave
teeth.
owner, dude.
He had
Yeah.
slave
Dude.
teeth. He had their teeth, bro.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit. That's fucking mad. That's fucking mad, man. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's like,
Dude, and there's pictures of him like also part of like the elitists, like in those kind of like clothing and stuff.
yeah, but dude, and I think it was the point I was trying to make before, and I didn't actually make it. I get it though. Like I actually get it. Having some people close to me in my family that are maybe a little hesitant to accept certain truths or accept viewpoints because maybe I don't think there's definitive evidence. I mean, there is for some of us. Obviously, some of us has reached conclusions that other people haven't, and therefore we think differently when it comes to who's presenting us information. What is the truth? Like who we should listen to, right? But I get it, dude. It's a scary leap. It's a very scary leap to like think that holy shit, these people that position themselves as authorities and position themselves as people who are the purveyors of truth and the purveyors of what's right, what's wrong, what's healthy, what's not. It's scary to think that those people don't give a fuck about you. It's scary to think that they don't actually have your best interest in mind because they've been put in the position where they're supposed to. Our leaders are supposed to care about us. They're supposed to make laws and legislation and do things for our benefit. And it's scary as fuck to think that the world doesn't work that way. Like
Total
I said,
opposite.
some of us have had enough evidence and have enough experience and reached a conclusion where we believe that, and therefore we live a different way. But I get it, dude. I get why it would be scary if you've believed your whole life that they do care about you to think that they don't.
Yeah, I think there's two kind of people once they go down that rabbit hole. Is like, you have the people who are like, self-thinkers, and they're like, all right, yeah, everything's fucked. But like, we can control like our reality, manipulate the world around us, and like, just see things for how it is, but like not let it like affect us. Then you have the people who go down that rabbit hole who are fearful thinkers.
Yeah.
Then they become like the tinfoil fucking people, head people. They want to make an underground like base and get all the canned foods and like get guns and like everything. Like everyone's after me.
Stock
like,
up on baby formula.
Bro,
yeah, dude.
I'm stocked up. I'm stocked up, man. My information, things I know, like
Turn into
it.
tinfoil.
Hey, you got guns?
I'm playing,
Dude,
bro.
I don't even care. I'm
playing.
self-employed. Like all I know is I'm not relying upon a grocery store to feed me for long time. Like I'm not going without. Like I have food reserves. I have my own protection.
You got guns?
What? Yeah, of course, bro. Like, dude, it's so funny.
Yeah, that
What
thing
happened
on-
in Ukraine?
I
Right?
don't know. I don't
Well,
watch
the
news.
Russia invaded.
Oh
What-
yeah,
what-
yeah.
What did we do? We gave them guns to defend themselves. You don't think that can happen here? Like like I said, I've out of all this information and going down this rabbit hole of authority, the truth, like whether or not things are prepared, like I am in the point like I'm gonna fucking take precautions because I'm not getting caught with my pants on the ground. Like COVID's like the effect of COVID for me was like, damn, dude, they can lock this shit down. I said the C word.
Like they can literally just they can push a button and boom.
Over.
It's insanity, dude. They
Bro,
literally
there's
shut
groceries-
the world down.
Yeah, there's grocery
Oh,
stores
what
that
is that,
don't
dude?
have baby formula. What if you can't produce breast milk naturally? Like
Man.
we're in that time period, and like I don't. Yeah, this is really getting deep. I want to add a good question for everybody. I want to share mine. I'm taking like I'm in the mindset of like I'm locking shit down for my family, and I don't want to be relying upon others and the systems that I know are susceptible to failure and are susceptible to authoritarian control. If something can be shut down, I'm not going to rely upon it, and I'm not going to rely upon others to protect me either. I'm going to protect myself. And that's why I love America. I really fucking love America because like, what do we do? How do we protect our president? How do we protect our sports? How do we protect our sports stadiums? How do we protect our president? How do we protect courts with
Dude,
guns? What happens when something bad goes down? You call someone with a gun. Like
But guns just killed like 16 kids in Texas or something like that,
What if the
Dude.
teachers had straps? They would have clapped that kid right away.
if there was an armed guard in the front, that kid wouldn't even try to get in. A single point of entry.
Yeah,
Like
what
how
are
come
they?
we can protect all these other people? We can't protect our kids. We protect our kids with a gun-free safe zone. Like that's gonna stop somebody. Schools are easy targets.
Dude, yeah, that's crazy.
We're
that's
getting into
messed up.
savage territory, bro.
Like,
We are. Dude, you know what's crazy is I thought about that. I saw somebody tweeted that, right? Like this would have been prevented. This could have been prevented if there was an armed guard like at the school. I thought like, dude, in my high school there was a guard at my school, you know, like an actual security guard, and there was a on-duty police officer that was all like there all the time, and he was strapped. And I'm like, dude, how come they don't have that in elementary schools? Like
Mhm.
the people don't go target like high schools because they know
Mm-mm.
motherfuckers will just fuck him up. You know, some big
Mhm.
football player will just go tackle his ass, you know?
Mhm.
So they go after
And
vulnerable little kids.
I have to say this now because I'm the dude that's like, yeah, pro guns, but dude, it's sad as fuck, man. I remember when I read the book about Columbine, I was in school, dude. And there's a book written about the Columbine. I remember I was in like 6th grade, 2006, reading a book about what happened, and it scared the fuck out of me. And I was looking around, I'm like, holy shit, dude, what would happen if someone came in my school? And it's like, it's a scary thought. And it's really, dude, I don't condone violence. I don't
Devastating.
condone any of that shit. Like, that shit's fucked up. I want to get that perfectly clear. Like, that is fucked up, and it's sad. It's really, really sad to see it happen time and time and time and time again. Like, this isn't the first one. We're so deconditioned to it now, or we're so conditioned to it. Like, it's a normal thing now. It's like, damn, another shooting. It's like, that
You
is
think those
fucked up.
are
Let me put that straight. Like, I don't agree. I just had to set that on the
you
record.
think those are staged like acts to cause
Okay.
fear?
Wait, but he's just so chilled, like laid back, like, yeah, you know that this thing was staged.
Okay, I'm gonna ask questions. I'm not gonna put my opinion.
Yeah, I'll
on
try
it
to
'cause
like
I'm gonna ask questions. How did an 18-year-old kid that didn't have a driver's license, that was unemployed, how did he get a $3,000 rifle? How did he get
It was his
$1,000
parents.
body
where
armor?
you get that. You can't get
I don't know, when I was 18 and I didn't have, like, dude,
the black
there's a
market.
Wait,
lot
is
of
this a
questions.
thing? Like that's real? Like this guy he's 18, unemployed, and he just had a like $5,000 in stuff that he just went in and shot up his school. Didn't he kill his
Black
grandma
market,
first?
bro.
That's
Yeah,
messed
man.
up, man.
Like I said, I'm just asking questions because, like, my opinion on the matter doesn't matter. Like, you know, it's I do these podcasts and I share my thoughts because I just want to create conversation and thought. I want you to think about things differently than you have. But like, dude, yeah, there's a lot of sketchy things that happen with all of those shootings. You know, every single one of them. Like, the fact that the one that sticks out in my mind, and this is the question I was going to ask like about 10 minutes ago. I'm going to ask it now. You know, because I think this topic is very sensitive, and it really challenges your worldview of like who's in control, who is authority, are people care about you, is the government here? And like the shooting that happened in Las Vegas at the Ariana Grande concert. You tell me one guy walked up into that hotel past the Vegas has the most cameras of any place on earth. There's the most cameraed place on earth, right? And there's no footage of this guy, none. And he just out of a single window, like, dude, the facts don't line up for me. And so the first event for me that happened in the news, and that was a major world event that like made me think and like, holy shit, things aren't how I think they are, was 9/11. You know, and then you look into like all the details of how that happened. There was 3 buildings that fell that day. There's 3 buildings that fell that day in New York. People don't even realize that one just
What
randomly
was the
burned
third
down.
one?
World Trade Center building number 7. Wasn't even the World Trade building 1 or 2. It was a random building that fell down to an internal fire, right? And 9/11 is for me, and this is like leading me into my question. Was there a big event for you guys? And if so, what was the event that made you be like, holy cow, the mainstream, this government, the news, whatever, it's not entirely true. Like, for me, it was 9/11. That changed my viewpoint of everything forever.
For
What
me,
about you guys,
9/11
though?
was for me 9/11 was the like the gateway drug, you know. That was kind of like what opened it up because, but like I wasn't in the US when that happened. I learned about it after I got to the US. So like I wasn't, and I didn't experience it. I didn't have an emotional anything to it because I didn't even know it happened, you know.
Mhm.
Like I was in Mexico. So like they didn't, I know I got here, I got here in 2002. So that's, you know, that to me, but I learned about it as I got older. But to me, that it was the Vegas shooting
That
at
was
the
interesting.
Mandalay Bay. You know, like it didn't. No matter what angle you took at it, it didn't make any logical sense. Like you said, dude, how can so many things, how come so many guns and ammunition and all that shit just fly by, metal detectors, all that shit, just like, and then this guy, like untrained general, you know, Samaritan from wherever the hell he was. And even his family members were like, yeah, this guy, you know, like we never would have expected it. Didn't even know, like, no matter what angle you took at it or the media took at it, like it just didn't add up. Like, how can this one guy just shoot up this whole place? And how did the police not get there until after it happened. Like, dude, if somebody hears a gunshot, dude, Las Vegas has the most security ever, especially in hotels, dude. In hotels, you go downstairs, dude, if there's a casino downstairs, dude, you have people on every corner, dude. There's a strap on every corner. How can somebody not go 12, 13, 14 feet up? You're 14 floors up in, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Why did it take 30, 40, 50 minutes for them to arrive at the scene? It doesn't make sense, man. And then the guy was dead. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
That
was it for me.
I think for me was like 9/11. I think just like the series of those events, dude, it felt like every month, like there's something, dude, like churches, like festivals, dude, like schools, like parades and stuff, dude. Like, remember the Boston one? Like, dude, all of those, I was like, holy shit, like this is rigged. Like, this is
Dude,
not like.
I have to say another thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Kev.
No, you're good.
I'm speaking for all of you guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. None of us believe that these events were fake. None of us are saying that these things didn't happen. None of us are saying that innocent lives weren't lost. We're simply questioning the narrative of how these events came up.
Yeah, that shit is devastating, bro. Like, these are real people, like the innocent people. Like, I heard with the last school shooting that just happened, like, dude, one of the husbands of the teachers, like, dude literally died the next day from a heart attack, bro. That's how much heartbroken he was, dude. Like that. This is why, like, we got to get down to the root of like how this is happening, why this is consistently happening. We're not trying to like you said, like, not be sensitive about these topics. But
I think the point is to make just people aware and like just question what's really being told. I have a question. I just kind of thought about this, and it might be really weird and freaky, but like, do you think these are like
reptiles? Wait, what did you say?
I was gonna say sacrifices.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, dude. That's publicly already known. Like, dude, some fucking people don't even hide anymore, dude. Celebrities literally say that shit. Like, dude, like, I was hearing podcast, or like, I don't remember what, as a video. This dude, like, he's in the music industry, and like he was exposing that stuff, how like dude, there's parties out there in like LA, like, where they'll pinch you a little bit of your blood to go in. Like, there's parties where they'd be sacrificing shit, like people, bro. Like, there's a lot of evidence on that stuff, bro, and people like have mad evidence on that. And I think it's just like a cultural like thing that's been passed down by like the people in power, dude. And yeah, dude. And it just like people like think about like how do people randomly gain all this fame and wealth out of nowhere? It's like they had to do something,
Mike Miles talked about this, dude. He talked about it, and he gave Bad Bunny as the example. He's just like, how is all of a sudden he just like a movie star now? How did he just climb the charts so fast? Like, he's like, there's a reason why the top 40 artists are the top 40 artists. He's like, there's no literal deal with the devil, because like the devil is a figurative thing. You don't really sign your soul to the devil, but you sign yourself over to the people, and the people control you. And then he went in talking about Michael Jackson, and that's why he was killed, because he was just in his music. He's like, if you look at his music, if you just like look at the lyrics and take the lyrics literal, it's music, it's good music. But if you understand the meaning, like the subliminal meanings of Michael Jackson's music, he's like exposing everything. And that's why,
his music is so angsty, bro. I was listening to him like maybe a couple months ago, and I was like, dude, Michael Jackson is the most angsty music ever. It's all like, like, it's like he's trying to like break out. Like, he's like, it's like you can have that feeling of like you're angsty, like you're not in control and someone else is controlling you. Like, he gives me that vibe. I don't know.
It was his dad, bro. Like put him in there, and like he wanted nothing to be on it.
Study kid from Jackson 5. You look at the kid from Jackson 5 with that beautiful freaking voice, like just the most artistically pure talent maybe the world's ever seen. And then to the man he became, like,
Yeah, they fucked him
Wow.
up.
Yeah.
They really fucked
Dude.
him up, dude.
Like Kendrick and J. Cole, like they've put that shit in their lyrics before. Like Kendrick talked about it a lot. J. Cole, like a lot of these rappers are talking about it. Dude, J. Cole literally says it in one of his lyrics. I forgot what song it was, but he's like, yeah, like people think I'm part of the Illuminati, but I'm not about that human sacrifice shit. That's literally a lyric. Like you could look it up. Like, bro.
Dude, but here's a little counter argument, right? Like think about this. Mike Miles proved this point because we were like, what about Russ? You know, Russ is independent. You know, like Russ came up heavy. Yeah, he's like, yeah, but think about it. He's like, do you think if okay, and I'll side note back on the crypto thing after I say this. He's like, do you really think that if you had all the power, right? Let's just say all of us controlled this one thing. And then here comes this guy who just makes it out of the blue. Do you really think that we're just going to let him slip? We're just going to let him just do his own thing over here? Like, he's like, think about it. He's like, if you have control over the music industry, independent is just a label that has the same meaning as dependent, you know? And he's like, and then he went on and said, like, think about Bitcoin. He's like, who created Bitcoin? He's like, Satoshi Nakamoto. We're like, yeah, you know, anonymous. He's like, yeah, but like, who is that? He's like, do you think if these people in power have the financial power, do you really think that they're just gonna let this one thing just come out of the earth and take that power? What is you guys' belief back on the crypto thing? Now we're on this deep rabbit hole. Like, do you guys really think that this Bitcoin and this, you know, decentralized thing is really actually decentralized, or is it just part of the agenda? Like, is it because I thought that was a really good point. Like, listen, if we have 100% control of this, and then all of a sudden something else just comes up, and now we're gonna lose that control. Like, is it not part of it to just introduce something under an anonymous name to make it seem like and the illusion that it's decentralized to make people think like, oh, let's evade Uncle Sam. However, everything now has a digital footprint, you know?
Yeah, bro.
That's
I
hidden
think
element of
like
the blockchain.
the answer is if you want full control, full power, you need to control both narratives. Like, think about it with the music industry. You have the people who, you know, talk about like, you know, streets and trapping and killing and bitches and hoes. Then you have the woke motherfuckers who be exposing that shit. But when you look at the people who own the fucking both of those parties, dude, like it's the same people. It goes all the way to the top. They just need control. Like if we live in a reality of duality. Like we live in a
The illusion of duality.
illusion of duality. So like there's always gonna be good, bad, cold, hot, you know, whatever. So like in order to have complete control, you need to control both those aspects.
That's
It's
I
an
mean, politically, the Democrats and Republicans are supposed to be two different sides representing two different things, yet they're funded and owned by the same same companies, the same people. Like you said, yeah, it's the illusion of choice that makes people think, oh, this is wrong, this is right. I'm gonna go with this one. And like you said, the ultimate control is the control of both narratives. Like that's a mind fuck.
Think about like
fucked.
Jay-Z. We're fucked. Yeah, dude. Like,
yeah.
bro, like
I mean,
Jay-Z,
like if you had the keys to the kingdom, would you give them up?
No.
Nah, dude, they gotta come take that shit, bro.
But okay, so now here's let me jump on and take my 2 cents on it. That's where I'm at. It's like, yeah, is Bitcoin. I was a naive. I was a believer. I was like, dude, Satoshi Nakamoto is the greatest hero of all time. Like he's the fucking second coming of Jesus because he literally created a new financial system, wanted no credit for it, and just birthed it to the world. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, it's still in my mind. And I'm like, maybe was that him? Was that the CIA? Was that who is it? Who controls the Bitcoin? I mean, you can still see though that Bitcoin hasn't moved. Satoshi's wallet hasn't. Nothing of that Bitcoin's moved. So whoever has done it is still holding their hand. They're still holding their cards to their chest. You know, whether it was a government, whether it was actually, but I don't know. I think crypto is a forefront of the RT, and I think this is an ongoing fight. I think there's a lot of people aware of information, a lot of people aware of the systems that we've had to deal with, the things that are in control of our world right now. And I think there's a lot of people pushing out an opposition to that, like even us, like creating this conversation here, like challenging the status quo, challenging the mainstream beliefs. Like there is now another subset of beliefs and people and energy and power behind this idea of fuck that. Fuck that system. I don't want any part of that. I don't want a career. I don't want to. What's your dream job? I don't fucking dream of labor. Like, I want to be free, you know? And like, I think there's a lot of people, and this is my getting my America fucking ran on. Like, I love the ideals of this country, of freedom, of you do you, I do me. You fuck with me, I got a gun. Bro. Like, we all have I think there is a growing movement of people that are like, no, this isn't the way life should be on this planet as humans. This isn't how we should interact with each other in societies. This isn't how this should be. And like, yeah, sometimes you dive down the rabbit hole, you see how they control both sides, you see how they have control of the financial system, you see how they have control of the media, of music, they have control of essentially the truth, they have censors on the internet. It can be daunting. It can be like, damn, we are fucked. But if you just accept that, then, well, what's the point of even knowing all that? Might as well just go back. It's like the red pill or the blue pill, bro. Like, once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. You know, I mean, you can pretend, but like for me, it's been this almost like a curse, but a positive at the same time. It's like, once you learn it ain't how it is, how you think it is, you got two choices: accept it or do something about it. You know, and I generally believe, and this is what I think the mission of QC was, like, is like creating this awareness, creating this conversation, and actually giving people the tools, giving people the power, like financially, like to trade your own money, to make your own money, not be reliant upon a job, create your own economy, create awareness, like do these things, share these ideas, actually create a community of people who are growing and becoming more and are doing it in a way that's based on love, not fear. You know, and I love the fact that we're all doing this and we're having this conversation. I'm so grateful to be with you guys, like have working with you guys, because I really believe the work that we're doing is on this level. And that's exactly why we have this podcast. That's exactly why we have these conversations, because it's fucking more than just making money and being free and being able to do what we want. It's about legitimately elevating humankind out of these fucking bullshit systems that everyone knows is rigged. And we're like, I'm not afraid to fucking call bullshit and say something and do something about it. Like, do I have the idea of how it's going to happen or like have the whole plan? Fuck no, bro. I don't know, man. We're all out here just doing our best. But I really genuinely do believe there are movements and things happening in this world right now for the betterment of humankind versus the enslavement of it.
Yeah, I think it just, bro, you well said, bro. Like you go
Yeah,
in,
facts.
like, you go in, holy shit.
Yeah.
But I think like that's ultimately the goal, man, is just like how can we raise just human consciousness on a mass scale, like global consciousness. And when by doing that, like I think we could raise the frequency and vibration of this planet. And I there's this quote that was stuck with me, bro. It was like when the love, or when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will find peace.
Damn.
And that always stuck with me. And I was like, dude, how could we like brainwash people in a positive way, you know, like where like they don't want power anymore. And it's like it's just this constant energy battle against every person in the world. Like that's what it is. It just like everyone just wants that power. And like every interaction that you have with somebody is like someone has that upper hand, you know, like that's something I learned in the Celestine prophecy. And it just happens on a global scale too. You know, people want that power, but like why?
I don't think power is a bad thing though, because like think about it, we have power, right? And that's why we're having this conversation. Napoleon Hill says power is organized knowledge, right? So it like I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding that like power is bad because you're going to use it, like you're powerful, so therefore you have dominion over other people or other things, you know. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because for example, like Kevin, right, you have power, you have the power to now transmute all of this stuff onto other people, and that power is used for good, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, you can use that power, right, for bad. You can start manipulating people because now you have influence over like the NFT space, and
You could rug the gators.
Right, that's what I was just gonna say, right? You could just like, hey, everybody buy this, and then boom, you get rich. And
Nah,
then
dude,
just
I don't show my shit like that.
He would do that. That
No,
was a
but
joke. That was a
I
joke.
know you. Oh,
You
nah,
know, I
nah.
don't. So yeah, my point was like, I don't think power is a bad thing. I think you have to. I think you have the way you use the power is
Exactly.
bad. You know.
It's
Mhm.
crazy, dude. Like, I think a book I would recommend is fucking crazy as fuck. Anything actually by this author is crazy as fuck.
You about
But
to say Robert Greene?
Robert Greene, dude.
Yeah, Robert Greene's awesome, man.
I actually got that book, The 48 Laws of Power, recommended to me when I went to the Penthouse Mastermind. On day 2, it was because I had like the VIP or whatever. We went to downtown LA, and like the top of the building, there's like this office room, whatever. And it was more of a like more private, you know, not like a lot of people, it was more just secluded. And one of this like dude, like multi-millionaire, he like he didn't even want to recommend it. He's like, dude, I don't even want to recommend it. Like, I don't know if I should say it, because like if it gets in the wrong hands, it can be evil. You know, people can use it for manipulation, because that's literally what it teaches you. It teaches you how to defend yourself pretty much
Yeah,
from
it teaches you the secrets of like how to have power over people. Like it
Yeah.
literally, that's exactly what it is.
It's the outline of the power dynamics, yeah, between people. And one of my friends is reading right now. He's more of a spiritually inclined person. He's like, his take on it was, it's like, this is an insanely informative book. It's not written from the heart, but take
No.
it how it is. It's like, this is just straight information and like what you use. And this is, yeah, dude, this is the core of like what I think it means to be a human. Is you always have that choice. You always have the choice of like whether your actions are going to be for yourself or for others or for the betterment of everyone or just to get yours, you know. And it's like the fact that we're out here challenging that traditional model. And like that's why I love crypto. That's why I love marketing. That's why I love NFTs, is because like we have actually now figured out systems that allow us to collaborate and work in the benefit of everyone, versus like, I get the way the world is the way it is because for so many centuries it was incentivized to grab power and destroy competition, and that's how you made it. And so if you're going to make it and you look at the world, you're like, well, these people don't have shit and they suffer, and these people got it and they have a good life, and I want to have a good life, so I'm going to do what these people did to get a good life. And you know, and that is the consequences. I got to fucking crush people on the way up, fucking so be it, you know. And that was honestly, I think, for a lack of better option for so long, is that we didn't have a better way to do it. Like it was choose, be poor or fucking be a savage. And like now I really genuinely believe we have systems that allow the team to win, the family to win, like everyone to win. And that is actually, I think, the way the world is beginning to shape itself, is the people who have true influence, the people who have true power. I'm not talking about the fact that you got fucking control of CNN and you can run your program on CNN and you're the fucking panelist up there. Those people have no power. It's hilarious. Joe Rogan's the most influential mediaist in the world. He just sits in his basement and smokes weed with people and fucking like, bro. The reason that he has influence like that is because he creates those conversations that no one creates. He asks experts topics. He plays dummy and asks experts to explain things to common people. And guess what? A lot of people find insane value from that. And guess what? Because he provides that much value, now he has this insane influence. Not because he wanted to have it. That's another thing. Nobody becomes a fucking, anybody who wants to be a leader, fuck you. Seriously, I'm going savage mode right now. Fuck you if you want to be a leader, people. You are chosen to be a leader by the people that you lead. You don't decide, hey, I'm going to go lead these people. People choose you to lead them because of the value that you provide.
That's just
you know, and so we're moving away from
Not
this
gonna
world
lie.
of people who have chosen to be leaders, chosen to be powerful people. No. And the systems that create those people, people don't buy into that anymore. I don't. No one buys into the fact that Joe Biden's a leader. That motherfucker is not a leader.
I don't even think he's human.
You know, and like the best leader I know in the world, shout out to your brother.
Facts.
Like, dude, people follow him because
know.
he provides that value. He provides that insight, that genuine love. I know your brother from before the fact he was that dude. He never, like, he didn't set out to be that dude. The people that set out to be that dude, that's the toxin of the world.
Mhm.
Fuck that. You know? And yeah, I really believe we're moving into that system of where like what you put out and the energy and the things that you give and put out to others, like that will determine what you get out of this life. That will determine your influence. That will determine your lifestyle. You know, and if you give and you put out, dude, it's the natural cause of the world. It's going to come back. You know, and more people are realizing that's how the incentives and the real energy structure of the world works. And the energy levels are rising, man. The technology, the shit we're into, the shit we're doing, the energy levels are getting to that point. That old matrix of fear and vibration, it's vibrating here and it wants to get people, and it's clean for them. COVID, fucking monkeypox, school shootings, like, and it's getting people, it's clapping people. But there are people breaking out. And there are people, like, the energy is rising, and there are people realizing that the energy structure of the world and how the natural course of the world exists is beyond our human power of control and manipulation.
5D vibes, baby.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
That's
Dude,
what fucking juicy is, man.
What do you think about the solar flare? Have you heard of that?
Like, in what sense? I've heard of it, but
Oh, what's gonna kill us?
oh, is this
supposed
recent?
to-
Is this new?
I don't know how new. I don't know, but like, pretty much it's the solar flares. But I don't know. Something's supposed to happen. I think with the sun. Or, I don't remember. I don't know the exact details.
We're gonna get fucked up by it, basically.
No. So what's gonna happen is it's supposed to happen anywhere between, like, I think now and like, or 2023, and pretty much it's gonna be the transcendence of, like, people that are still in the lower vibrations, and then people who are already, like, practicing, like, things like meditation and positive mentality, gratitude. So it's like it pretty much going to be separation of people, like, transcending the higher dimensions, and then people that are going to stay in the lower realms. So, like, it's going to raise the fucking frequency of like the whole our universe and our planet. And the people that don't transcend is they're going to stay, whatever, 3D, 4D, where the fuck we're in right now. And then the people who are, like, vibrating high are gonna transcend. And I don't know, that's something I guess it's like been written in, like, biblical shit too,
Yeah.
and, like, a huge conspiracy theory. But
That was supposed to happen on like 2/22/22/22, no, or something like that. And
yeah,
it's like it was supposed to happen in 2012 again too, right? And it's like I believe that's the thing. I think they call it different things. I think the whole solar system does its own thing in the way that it was designed to, and I think that it is real. Because I think that there is a big shift. There was a big shift. Going back to that conversation in 2012, there was a big shift when that happened, because, like, that's when people really started, like, waking up, and now it's coming a little bit further and further. But I think that's a repetitive thing. This year's a solar thing, next year is going to be like whatever they call it, then the year after that is going to be like the next whatever. I think that is like a choice. I don't think that it's like ever, because think about how powerful and how almost like inconceivable it would be for everybody to like, if, let's say, all three of us, right, transcend right now at this very moment, like, then we would this recording would never go up, right? So I think it would be almost inconceivable for everybody to just transcend to the next whatever, right? I was talking to my dad about this too. He's just like, he said some weird shit. He's like, that's why I'm never gonna die. I'm like, well, nobody ever really dies, because most people never really live. I was like, that's like, death and life is just like, birth and life is the same thing. So I don't think that it's like everybody's just going to transcend in one day and just like evolve to the next, reptile version of us. But I think that people, as they grow and progress, I think that it's possible that people do evolve. Like, dude, I know for a fact I'm not mentally, consciously who I was like 2-3 years ago. Not even close, man. Not even close, And I think that's happened for all of us. And I think we can all go back to that one moment where we're like, wow, that's it, So I think we're already there, which is why we're so comfortable talking about this stuff. And I think that now our like position of power is to bring other people there. Like, if you think about it, what if we already did that? And what if we pushed the elevator to the penthouse and now we just, boom, we just sent it back down, right? We're just slowly bringing people up. And it's crazy because people tell me like, yo, I listened to this and I had this breakthrough, right? Last conversation with Mike that we had with Mike, bro. Side note, we need to have we need to bring Mike and Kevin.
Man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But like, people hit me up all the time. They're like, yo, I listened to this conversation with Mike, or I listened to this conversation with Jordan, and like, I had this breakthrough and that's it, man. Like, that's the intention behind this. Is like, maybe we're not fully there, but maybe we're on our way there. Maybe we're like 3, 4, 5 steps, in the ladder, but like, it's happening, bro. think
At
it's
the end of the day,
I want
the end
you
of the
to
fucking
explain.
day, the only thing I know, bro, is that I know absolutely nothing.
Me too, bro.
facts. Facts.
Talking shit about
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. I love to talk
dude,
shit.
just on the internet right now on your screen talking. But all right, so explain about like I forgot what civilization it was, like the Aztecs or something,
Oh, dude,
where
they just left.
they just transcended. There's like no proof of where they all fucking went, and it's
Yeah,
just
they
like,
can't find the remains. Like, for all we know, they just poofed.
and they were someone that was a civilization that was very tapped into like, spiritually, and then also
They also did a lot of human sacrifices.
Where are
and
the
then
Egyptians? Like,
conspiracy.
where are those big tall monkey guys or the big like the big cat
Anunnakis?
people? Yeah, where are those guys?
Man.
Where are those big
I
headed
think those are
dudes that
aliens,
are
but I think they dipped.
what
Bro.
Like explain like ancient Egypt, like
Explain
how
the pyramids.
the pyramids
Yeah,
and
that
like,
really fucked me up the other day, dude. When you're like, yeah, the pyramids are not this old. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Dude. Yeah,
what?
we talked on that on another podcast. We're like one of our first ones we were just doing us too, and we talked about the reptiles, and I was like showing them. I was talking about the history, bro, like the history of the world. Some people think the world's only like humans are only 10,000 years old. It's like we have now evidence, lots of evidence of civilizations existing before the ice age, before the cataclysmic event, which is proven by
Mhm.
carbon records, and like the Sphinx is dated back like 20,000 years. So it's like they're definitely, and obviously when you look back before the ice age, that's before the caveman. That's before everyone's notion of like where we came from and how we existed. And it's like, it just proves like we don't know fucking anything, man. Like I personally believe we had civilizations of greater technology and greater awareness and greater power that exists on the earth long before we are like, we think we're advanced now. We think we're developed now, bro. No, like they were way beyond that. And like
Dude,
those
fuck.
are those are the remnants that they've left us that makes you ponder that, like the pyramids and the Sphinx and like Machu Picchu and there, what's a Ginobili? There's a temple in Turkey that basically was like unlocked this for archaeologists that, dude, this carbon dates back 20,000 years. How the hell can that be true? We didn't think humans existed back then. Well, they fucking did.
Dude,
I mean,
there's
you really
evidence.
fucked me up. Now I'm thinking like, nah, dude, I'm thinking like, dude, because I'm Mexican, I gotta have some Aztec blood somewhere, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe one day I just disappear, and you're like, what the fuck, Mondo go? I don't know.
You just see Mondo's clothes just
Just
he's just gone. Dude, like there's evidence of that, like them just, using free energy, dude, like them having, flying technology as well, and like them using just being tapped in with energy, vibration, and frequency, and like being able to use certain like stones to levitate things. And that's actually been proven as well. Like there's scientific studies and tests where they can put like something at a certain frequency and it'll start to levitate. So it's not really far-fetched. It's actually fucking proof that that shit existed. And like the fact that they knew about that stuff all the way back then is crazy. And there's dude, there's like the Emerald tablets, Sumerian tablets. There's a tablet that literally is indestructible. Like that I believe that one is hidden in the library in
The Vatican.
the Vatican. And why is it there? Like, why would they protect that? They don't want people to like learn the true history of everything. Like
There's a
architecture,
lot of
bro.
shit in the Vatican, bro. It's the biggest library in the world, and it's like, yeah.
It's like Doctor Strange, when that library, like, dude, there's definitely shit where they can do like, fucking magic and crazy shit like that, like Doctor Strange type shit. Have you seen the new movie? That shit was crazy.
I
haven't.
There was
I
a
haven't
lot of
seen it.
references to like Illuminati. They even said it in the movie, like,
Dude,
It's hide everything in plain sight.
Isn't that like the control of both narratives then too?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
when you said that too, I was like, thinking of like the whole idea of like conspiracy theorists and some of those topics we covered today. And I think like the one that they actually use to control people into believing that the conspiracy theorists are a bunch of lunatics is the flat earth. Like a lot of people buy into that. And that's the one where it's like, bro, like you heard of satellites, like GPS, like like I don't know, but I think that's one of those that's a controlled narrative of like, let's control the right alternative to all of us, and we'll create this theory that a bunch of people are going to buy into that is 100% utter bullshit.
It's like this. It's a fucking flat, but I think it like kind of dips down a little bit. and then
Dude, I
like
don't fucking know what it is,
the
man.
outside. Think about like the outside, like the polars, like it's all ice. So like
Dude,
that's why
that
water wouldn't just be flowing down. Because think about it, if it was gravity, bro. Like think about gravity. If the world was a circle, all the water, all the oceans would go to the bottom.
no, because gravity exists in the sense of like think about it as a ball. Everything's attracted on the same surface inwards. The gravitational force is inside. Like so, it would make gravitation would hold a sphere together in space. Is the theory.
So if
The
like
physics, the physics align with it. Like the math. Like I did physics in college.
you
Like
get me though,
you
like
can
let's
prove
see.
it.
Look at this, right? That's the globe. Wouldn't all the water be going to the bottom?
No, because the water from the it's a center of force and everything's attracted in. So from this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, it's all attracted to the middle. And that's like, think of what the sun is. Think of like the center of the universe. Think of like what you can think of as the center of consciousness. How is that like the center of creation? It holds everything together. I believe in that theory. There was a time in where I didn't, but I also like
Inner
discovered
Earth,
a lot of
though.
information about like people in World War II and former like Navy pilots flying to the North Pole and like seeing some fucking crazy shit. And then there's only one agreement in the world. There's only one agreement in the world where every single country is like the only treaty where every single country in the world has signed it. And it's the Antarctica Treaty that nobody can go to Antarctica. Every single country in the world agreed upon the fact that we're not going to allow anybody to go to Antarctica. You
Why?
can't go there unless you have special permission from governments. I don't fucking know, man. Both poles of our Earth are supremely restricted. Information is very varying depending on your source and what you get it about what is at the poles, what exists there. Like,
It's probably because they don't want Santa Claus, bro. They don't want the people to invade Santa Claus workshop, bro. Imagine, bro, they would just make all the dude. Toys R Us out of business, bro. Amazon out of business.
Dude, no, but people, like that one dude, he's a Navy guy. He's like an outstanding like veteran,
Earth?
like military. Yeah, I think that's his name. And then he went in there. He said he found center Earth. He found like tall people, giants, and shit. And like, dude, there's a lot of crazy stories about shit at the poles.
I
Like,
believe in the inner Earth,
the,
bro.
the Nazis being in Antarctica. Like, dude, yeah, like
Dude, there's
we're just opening
after
up so
World
many
War,
cans now. We're just like
Yeah, I don't
rabbit
know.
hole,
Yeah,
rabbit
we
hole,
got
rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit
dude,
hole.
after World War II, all like, dude, there's so many people like the Nazis and shit from Germany, like they either went to go work with the U.S. government or they fled. They said that Hitler and then there's so many freaking Nazis, like they all went to Antarctica right after World War II, because dude, Hitler was very obsessed with Antarctica. Like he was like very what's it called? Not obsessed, but just like fascinated with it because of like apparently there's pyramids out there, apparently like inner Earth and stuff like that. So like you know, like with this is some crazy conspiracy shit, but like you know, like reptilians and fucking aliens, whatever, like they like work with the governments. There's actually CIA files and shit like leaking, you know, like proving this stuff out there. I don't know. You can do your research, but like, yeah, apparently they all fled out there, dude, and to go to the inner Earth. And yeah, like I heard about that with Bird, like him flying through Antarctica, and then at some point, like temperatures started to get really hot, and then like they start seeing huge ass fucking trees and like life, and like yeah, dude, and he documented it, wrote it, everything about it, and then apparently like they just hid that whole like story away, like they didn't want people to know about that shit. And like I believe it, bro. There's like caves and stuff like that. Like you could look it up. There's certain places in the world like where you can find huge fucking caves that go super deep into the earth, and like apparently those are like entrances to like inner earth.
Dude.
Dude, there's a movie about that, and
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
interestingly enough, The Rock is in the movie. It's
Oh
called
my
Journey
God.
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
I've seen those, bro.
You know, so it's crazy, bro.
It is.
I have no
crazy.
idea how we got here. I have no clue. We have to go back and listen to it because we went from NFTs to the center of the earth. I guess it correlates
I
in
don't know,
some way
man.
or another. We went from like guns to Aztecs to the center of the earth, bro.
It's like
I love it, man. I love this space, bro.
Yeah,
This
dude.
is-
It's
Hey,
crazy.
real quick, bro. How much is that penthouse?
Like I think I paid like 2 trillion.
Two
Did you-
trillion souls.
Yeah. This is probably like
You chose
$2,000.
Sheba.
This is like 2K. Dude, actually, real quick, um, this is crazy. We were talking about the sun and stuff, and and the vibration of increasing on the planet. Like, think about when we get off of oil, dude. Like everything, like once we stop using oil for everything and like factories and stuff, and like we're just straight solar powered, bro. Like, what the
Dude.
fuck is gonna happen? Like
Free energy. No, fuck
free
solar.
energy.
Free energy.
And I
There's
think
enough energy right here to power the whole fucking plant.
And I think right now, like with everything that's happening, in like economically and shit with like Russia, Ukraine, and like, what else? I forgot who. Like, what other country? Like Japan or I don't know. They want, fuck, I don't remember what it's called. Tuwan, no, what the fuck, Wuhan. I don't know. Never mind. I got my facts wrong right now. But like,
Good.
but pretty much, there's like the price of oil is going like crazy, skyrocketing, and like a lot more demand for that, and like there's a lot of chess plays happening right now. But I think the real winner of all of this is gonna be like Elon Musk, bro, and like electric cars. Like electric cars right now are like, dude, they're fucking chilling. Like they don't have to pay for gas and stuff. So like I think Elon Musk is gonna be like one of the first public, trillionaires, because like he's in that lane with like solar energy and like electric cars and stuff like that. So like, I think like, dude, he like is gonna do some crazy shit in our lifetime, bro. And like,
agree.
I think
You don't think anybody will try stopping him though?
nah, he's a part of that shit, dude. Like, it's all a part of the
Sure.
insane narrative. I
He's
don't think
chosen.
he's like this fucking hero, dude. He's a fucking villain too.
He's like
I mean, he
Dr. Evil.
started building a like electric way before the whole gas crisis happened, way before we decided to ban Russia because they're evil and they do things that our government doesn't do. Psych, like what like, dude, we can just go on so many rabbit holes. But yeah, I agree. And then he's doing the AI neural network. He wants to upload
Neuralink?
all like, come on.
Yeah,
man.
dude, he wants to transplant our memories onto a computer, man.
Consciousness on like a
blockchain.
fucking hard drive or something. Dude, think about it. Like, I think because him taking a buying Twitter and everything, like, I think he'll be very involved eventually within like the crypto space too, and like
He already is, bro.
because
The
yeah,
Dogecoin people worship
yeah.
him, man, and they don't
Yeah.
realize he fucking dumped on them so hard. Like
But
he
think
literally-
about it.
City.
he dumped the top on SNL.
Yeah, dude, he dumped on us, man. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. And like on that topic, on the meta that we've been talking about today, like that's a leader I personally think isn't gonna make it,
Yeah.
and it's like time exposes all.
I think like as we're progressing to the future with like metaverse and shit like that, social media, like because I think metaverse is just a combination of like the internet, social media, blockchain,
Mhm.
NFTs, cryptos. I think, dude, like think about it, bro. If everyone is spending all this time already on social media, they're gonna be spending all this time. That's one of the cautionary like tales of this shit is like it's like fucking addicting and people are gonna be on it all the time. But it's like, dude, the people who control the metaverse that you're going to be in, the people who control the screens that you're on all the time, or the people are going to control your mind at the end of the day. So like,
Got the
if
keys
you want to go back to
kingdom.
that power play, like they need to be in that shit too. So like they're everywhere, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, you gotta throw the eye up, man. You gotta throw it up there.
Dude, who's to say I'm not part of it, bro?
I was just, dude, I was just literally about to
Oh.
ask you that, bro. I was literally about to be like, bro, have you got there? And if you were offered a position, would you take it?
Dude, they told me to pull up to his mansion, and then
You got brainwashed and you didn't even know it.
huh?
You just got brainwashed at that mansion that day and you just didn't even know it, man.
No, what could have happened, dude?
Okay,
bro.
We gotta explore both
Did they
narratives, right?
pinch your
heard-
blood? Did they pinch your blood to get in?
Dude, I heard.
Wait,
some
did you
crazy
drink anybody's
stories,
blood?
like,
Did you drink anybody's blood?
how do you think I got this glow right now? They will not playing, bro. Disclaimer: I'm not a part of the Illuminati. People are gonna like fucking cut that shit. Like, Kevin. You're gonna like everything that I'm involved with. They're like, dude, this is fucking.
Dude, I saw Joe Rogan's comedy show and he like literally had a whole bit on that, just like how dumb people are because they take shit out of context. And it's like, if you actually listen to the conversation I had about any of this shit, like people think I'm a fucking Joe Rogan's hilarious. Like, so good. But Kevin, what a fucking episode.
It's been a great talk, boys.
Holy shit.
Been
This
crazy.
is great, man. We gotta have you and Mike, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's gotta happen.
Dude, we gotta get we get Kevin and John and Kevin. We'll get your Kevin. And my mind's like my mind's lost. But get the whole QC OG squad because these are the kind of conversations that we've had for years. These are the kind of conversations where, you know, like we're not saying we know how everything works. Like this is how it is. We're just putting on ideas, talking about things we learn about, seeing if shit sticks on the wall, creating the conversation, creating the conversations just to spark that one person's mind that's listening. Like this is why we do it. So I would love to have that in the future, man. And thank you, man, for being on. I had a blast today, bro. This was an insane conversation. I can't wait for the feedback.
Yeah,
Like,
me too. This is gonna go crazy, bro. This one better get like 1 million views, bro. Or else,
sorry,
Anything you got on your mind, on your heart that you wanna share with the people listening, bro? Before we wrap it up.
I mean, shit, dude. I think like if you're listening right now, you know, you're attracting these kind of like conversations and you know, you're attracting these kind of things right now. If you're listening to this, like, you know, I think the biggest thing I can say is like, you know, there's a lot of people that think like this, you know, you're not alone. And the more we have these kind of conversations, is like, you know, the more we can shift the narrative of the world and really create that world that we want to see, be the change that we want to see. So, you know, like if you're in alignment with that kind of like frequency, you know, have these conversations, bro, with your family, with your friends. Like, don't be afraid, man, to be the black sheep in your family. And like, you know, if you're starting your entrepreneurial journey, like, dude, just fucking keep going. Like, take risks right now, early on. Like, I think that was one of the biggest things that helped me in my life, is just not being afraid to fail and like just trying shit all the time. You know, I tried shit, I fucked up shit, and I learned some shit. So like, I think that's the best way to progress, is just, you know, like failing forward always. And my biggest tip of advice for everybody, is my biggest advice that I learned, is you will never go broke taking profits. Please take profits. Don't be that guy that holds the bag. But yeah, much love, man. I appreciate you guys for creating this space, and you know, helping people create more awareness in their life. And I'm happy to, you know, do another one, man. So let me know about that. It's a pleasure to be here, man. For real. Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for dropping the sauce, bro. Thank you for sharing some value. Where can people find you, bro?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Awaken with Kev. There's a lot of fucking fake accounts. I will never message you. I will never ask you about money. Like, I'll definitely expand your mind on these social medias, though. But like, that's where you can find me. Connect with me there, guys. But yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Jordan. I appreciate you, bro. Always much love to you, bro. Much love, much love. All right, guys. Have a good, amazing rest of your day. And I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.